Hello, everyone, and welcome back in. This is Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, and you are tuning in to the Fantasy Football Game Plan. We are here with our kickoff week series here, leading us into our first live show, which will be Wednesday, September 6th, tentatively scheduled for 8 p.m. It will be the week one preview for us. But for now, we're just doing the intros of the whole squad here. There will be 7 of these, one release per day. And today we are introducing our cast member, co-star, SC Romero. SC, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you again.
Good, man. Good. I love the intro. Excited for the game plan coming up. We have some bright minds in this group, and it's just going to be fun chatting every week, talking different topics about fantasy football and helping people win some championships.
It's so funny because I never realized in 6 months of doing my show how comfortable I got in my little formula of blah 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 this blah 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 that. Now I'm just kind of like, even my intro, I'm kind of winging it, and we're just going with the flow here. So gonna kind of get everyone introduced here over the first week, get everything tweaked, and hopefully be firing on all cylinders. For week one of the season, I'm sure our first of each type of show will not always go the easiest. We'll get better as we go, but for now, we're going to wing it and slowly just aim to get better every day and do what we do.
Hey, man, what it's doing, it's showing our versatility, how we can adapt and how we can do different things, So you have a great show, huge fan of the Mad Science Lab and all the guests you've had and all the takes you've had on it, different series. And now, let's step into the game plan, though, show that versatility off.
All righty. Well, let's get right into it then. How did you get your start in fantasy football as a content creator, writer, whatever avenue you're want to discuss?
Yeah. No, for sure. Starting fantasy football, man, was probably 15 years ago. It was a home league with cousins and stuff like that. It was on paper. We had the draft board, tons of fun. Took like 6-7 hours. Great time though. And then the content though, probably about 4 years ago, I started listening to the fantasy footballers. Shout them out. They're a huge inspiration to me because they were just having fun talking about football. And they mentioned in one episode how they started was just talking about a league of reference. So I had a dynasty team, and I started talking to the league mates. It's a very active league, still is to this day, and kind of made that a league of record and started just talking about it on camera. I was like, if I talk about football, why not, express that knowledge and share that knowledge that I have. Now I'm, with you, partnering up with you and some other great people. I'm doing a Devi show, which is college football for Dynasty Pros. And then I have some articles out at RPO Football, just talking about football, having a good time, expressing my thoughts, my takes. Some of them are hot, some of them are bold, and some of them are spicy, super spicy, so just having fun with it and trying to just network as much as possible and talk to different people and get as many takes as I can, because there is no right answer, right? We all have our different takes, and it's just fun communicating and at the end of the season saying, hey, my take was right, your take was wrong, or vice versa, owning the fact that, hey, my take was wrong.
I've had this debate so many times, and it's funny. I was even talking yesterday. It was I forget what it was. Maybe it was revolving around JT, but it was one of the situations where there is no right or wrong. It's how you choose to interpret it. JT not playing, you could choose to interpret that as, this is going to be great for Michael Pittman. It's one less mouth to feed. Michael Pittman's going to be a wide receiver 1. Or you could interpret it as, this is going to kill the offense. This is terrible for Michael Pittman. He's going to be a wide receiver 5 now. There's no right or wrong answer. Both of them are plausible. Really, all you do is you kind of you pick your side best you can. You make an educated guess, and like I said, you pick your side and you just you choose your horse. There is no right answer. I couldn't tell you, if JT doesn't play all season, is that worse for Anthony Richardson or better? Right. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a psychic. I know it gives him one less weapon, so that probably hurts. But it also means he's going to be the main guy. It's all on him now. He's going to have to run more, so that probably helps. Like, anybody who pretends to know, and even then, like, it comes down to it. Your take could be right, mine could be wrong, and the guy breaks his leg. Well, it doesn't mean you were wrong. It means you were right, and the guy broke his leg. But I've always been, like, I was a professional poker player. Not that this is my intro, so I don't know how we got into it. But before this, I played poker for a living, and I always said, it doesn't matter the result of the hand. If I have aces and you have kings and we both went all in, I made the right play. Just because you happen to get lucky and beat me with your kings doesn't mean I should stop playing the aces. It's process over results, and that's the
Right.
only thing that matters. Refine your process, keep going with the process. So I know
Agreed.
you kind of partially answered that, but let's just give you a chance here to kind of plug your pluggables. Everything from where you're writing, where you're podcasting, everything. Just throw it out there where we can find it all and what you do.
Yeah, man. So again, writing for Dynasty Pros, not writing for Dynasty Pros, excuse me, doing a Devy show with them every Tuesday. Just talking college football. We'll be updating, on Devy picks or sleeper picks that you should be eyeing to be aware of come your rookie draft time in Dynasty football. Writing for RPO football, you can find some of my bold predictions, some of my hot takes. I have some of my sleepers, breakouts, and busts coming up here soon for them as well. And just throughout the season, different articles that I'll be doing for them and at the PPR. So the show is returning this season. That's just me being on camera, having hosts like yourself or co-hosts like yourself just join me, talk some football, and just have a good time. Haven't really figured out if I'm just going to talk about the leagues of record that I have, because I have a 16-man league that's very good. I have a Dynasty C2C league that's very awesome, which is Campus Canton. So just talking about different leagues and, trying to bring new strategies to the game.
I never realized how shallow my knowledge of college football was till I did your 44 round college football draft. And I'm going about halfway through that. I'm going, we're going best position or best player available here on the board, because I don't know who the fuck that is. So
college football is so dynamic, man. There's so many more teams, right? It's not just 32. There's over 100.
You know what I got lucky with? We got I made my first 2 or 3 picks on my own. Then the next 4 or 5 rounds, we went pretty quickly. And I just happened to be at the expo standing next to Thor Nystrom, who's one of the best college football people. And he helped me with 3 or 4 of my picks. It just happened to be great timing where I was on the clock and he was standing next to me and we were talking. And I'm like, shit, help me pick this guy. So we made a couple of picks and people are like, oh, that was a really good pick. And I'm going, thanks, Thor. So it worked out. I've learned also in podcasting, I let everybody else introduce where they're from, because I can't remember where I'm writing half the time, let alone where, it's like, oh, is he at here and here? I had someone the other day say, hey, I seen your article for 4 for 4. I didn't even know you wrote for them. And I'm like, I just happened to, they contacted DLF and we're looking for someone to help with a 3-part strategy piece on survival leagues, and DLF posted it and I said, oh, I'll take it. So I made some money and blah, blah, blah. And I don't even write for them. So it was just a freelance thing. So I always found it was just better to let you tell, plug all your pluggables.
Oh, for sure. No, I appreciate it.
All right. Well, let's talk some real football. What is your real life favorite team and all-time favorite player? Well, you can give me a current favorite player and historical favorite player and favorite team. What are you, a Chargers fan? I see a Chargers jersey, I think.
Yeah, I got the Herbert on, man. I'm originally from Houston, so I was a Texans fan, and I told myself...
Okay. Pause. You said Herbert there. Are you as pumped for Herbert as I am? I've got him as leading the league in touchdowns and passing yards and the MVP. Is that realistic? Am I crazy?
That's possible. I think Kellen Moore can definitely elevate that game, and, his issue last year was he had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both banged up at different times. So if they're both healthy going in, not to mention they got Quinn and Johnson, big year for him, big year. He's already thrown for over 5,000 yards. He could do it again.
All right. Sorry for the interruption. Back to your favorite team and player.
Now, originally from Houston, but when they trade DeAndre Hopkins, I was like, all right, I'm done with them. So Chargers, I live in Oregon now, so I saw Justin Herbert play, just an exciting athlete, to watch, and he went to LA Chargers, so I followed that fandom, and I'm a fan of more so the quarterback, but we'll say the Chargers in general. I like the team, I like what they're doing there, and they're just an exciting football team.
Herbert, your favorite current player?
Favorite current, yes, but my all-time favorite is Ray Lewis, but favorite current would be Justin
Ray Lewis. So you were from Houston, in Oregon, Chargers fan. How the fuck does Ray Lewis figure into that equation?
Man, so when I first started getting heavily into football, was 2000 when the Ravens were just dominating, and that was just that made me a fan of IDP, Defense Wins Championships. I was following Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, was it McAllister on there, so different guys there that I fell in love with. But Ray Lewis holding down that defense was just something dominant and something I have not seen in this league. I think he's just one of the most dominant linebackers in my time, at least.
It's amazing how completely random people's fandom and favorite players can be. Because, like I said, I'm basically from Detroit and was a Lions fan till Barry retired. But
Mhm.
then I end up, my two favorite players since have been Drew Brees and Marcus Colston. And nobody even knows, half people don't know who Marcus Colston was. But
Yeah.
I got back into it with a friend's fantasy football league. And I always tell this story. I just got a whole bunch of Saints by random chance. They started their first year being good after Katrina and whatnot. And
Mhm.
Marcus Colston became my favorite player because he got the old tight end designation while finishing as wide receiver 3. So it's hard not to love that. So that became
Yeah.
my favorite player. And everyone's like, I remember going to a Lions game when the Saints were in town, and they're like, I heard a guy in the beer line behind me go, Colston jersey. Oh, that guy must be a fan from New Orleans or something, because nobody knew who the fuck Colston was. Even people
Yeah.
who were Saints fans were like, who the fuck is Colston? And I'm like, hey, receiver.
I have a buddy back home who's a diehard Saints fan. He has an Aaron Brooks jersey.
Oh, the old quarterback.
He's been rocking with the Saints for a long time, and so he would definitely appreciate everything you just said right there.
Love it. Favorite fantasy format to play?
Man, I has to be guillotine. Just the guillotine leagues are so much fun. It's cutthroat every week. It's not about even who you draft. It's about how you use your fab money to pick up these guys on the waiver, because the lowest scoring team is eliminated and all their players are dropped to the waiver wire. So
Okay,
it's just
so
filling up.
my follow-up question, I've played in a few of these. I
Mhm,
had one that was your standard 12 team,
mhm,
like a 12 team league. And what we did was you didn't have any eliminations for the first 4 weeks. You got
yeah,
time to get your roster in order. That was fun, pretty fun. Then you have your typical guillotine league, which is 18 teams, one team each week. The other one I've seen this year, haven't had to do it, but I'd like to put one together this week if I could. 32 teams. And what happens is, I forget the exact rules, but it's like, it starts with 4 teams eliminated and 4 teams and 4 teams and 4 teams, and it goes all the way down. Have you played all 3 of those versions, and which is your favorite format
I
to play it?
I started my own guillotine league 3 years ago, and it started as a 16 team, and now we're at the 18 team. So I haven't played that 12 man, but that's interesting, and that's why I like redraft is great, but I like the idea of having different aspects of redraft, like bringing something like that to a 12 team redraft, saying 4 weeks are cool, and then everyone's cut. If you're the lowest scoring team, that just adds some excitement to it. So
I
that's definitely one I'm curious to try.
I want to try 32. That sounds
32
like
would be wild.
chaos. Yeah.
I have it a 32-man league. It's an IDP league, and that one already is wild. It's anyone's week, any week, just on the numbers you put up.
I
But
think the problem with 32 is I didn't play it. I just heard about it. They had to impose roster limits. Like,
yeah,
you had one QB spot, you could only draft one QB.
yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
then the other ones was like, I think the rosters were like 10, a quarterback in 9 spots, but it was 9 flex spots. There was no anything. It was 9 of any flex besides quarterback. So it was kind of freaking chaotic, but I was like, I wish I could do it, but it's in, what do we got? 5 days left till the
Yeah.
season. Getting 32 managers together to do that is probably asking a lot, but I think it would be real cool.
Hey, next offseason, it sounds like an interesting one. Let me know.
All right. Well, let's do some fantasy here. I need one player that you think is a must have and one that is a must avoid for this current redraft season
Man,
or this upcoming.
I think a must have right now is Alexander Madison. I know he's a little bit banged up, but if he
Oh,
gets that work that Dalvin Cook got, I think he's someone that you're getting good value at him, and he's someone that shows he can catch the ball. Everything is lining up for a perfect season, and it's everything is lining up so perfectly that it's gonna crumble down in a bad way. But I think he's the guy that you have
I
to
gotta
bet
start vetting you fucking guys. I've done 3 of these introducing my co-hosts, and the 3 of you have each picked the 2 players I fucking hate.
on.
Calvin Ridley, Alex Madison, and every time Jeremy said it last time, before he even said it, he's like, "You're gonna fucking hate me," and I'm going, "Don't say Ridley," and then he says Ridley, and then his next player he says Madison. I'm going, I fucking hate you guys. I hate Ridley and I hate Madison. I'm out. But go ahead. Sorry, continue.
The must avoid now is Mac Jones. I rather get Jordan Love, Desmond Ritter, or even Ryan Tannehill instead of Mac Jones. I just don't. They picked up Ezekiel Elliott. I think they're going to be more efficient in the running game, trying to just be a bully in the running game. I just think you want to avoid him at all costs. I don't think he's going to be
You
relevant at
know
all.
who my guy is in that range? Sam Howell.
That's a great one too. I'd rather
I
take
love me
him
some Sam Howell. I
for sure.
realize it's probably a long shot to hit, but I love me some Sam Howell.
Hey, Eric Benitez is a Super Bowl offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So he champion at that. So very
All
possible he
right.
has a great season.
Well, before we get out of here, you got 2 or 3 bold predictions, however many you have.
Yeah, I've been riding it all season, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it here. Ritter's gonna be a top 15 quarterback. He has all the weapons in front of him. The recipe for success is there. Desmond Ritter, top 15 at the floor is what he's gonna be. We're gonna have a
So
great season.
top 15. So you're thinking we'll talk the 3 best players they have there. So Bijan, are you thinking top 6, top 10?
Yeah, top 6 for sure. I think
Okay.
Bijan has the capability.
Kyle Pitts, top 3 tight end, top 5 tight end.
Top 5 in the floor for sure.
How about Drake London?
Top 12.
15? 15?
Top 12. I think
12?
he's gonna be a great season. Ritter only played 4 games with him, and he didn't play with Kyle Pitts. Now he gets Bijan Robinson. It's the recipe for success is right in front of him, and I think he's gonna take it with a silver spoon.
I don't know if one of the other guys did this, and this is how busy my week's been, but someone literally talked about this the other day, and it might have been Jeremy. The one of them, it was either Jeremy or Mike Kashuba. One of them, their bold prediction was top 5 for Pitts, top 5 for Bijan, top 15 for Drake London. So there's a lot of Falcons love around here. I like the Falcons. See, I'm a little bit more on the Commanders, and it's not all of them, I guess. I'm on the Sam Howell, Jahan Dotson train, but I like that one. I like the Falcons. What else you got? You got anything else?
I'm saying the Cowboys are going to have 2,000-yard receivers. I think Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb are both going to be 2,000 yards, and that's going to be with Dak Prescott. That's not going to be with Trey Lance. He's not going to start this season. And Brandon Cooks is going to open it up a lot for CeeDee Lamb, and it's just going to make Dak Prescott just have an easier time on the field.
CeeDee Lamb, I like. Brandon Cooks. Oh, that's spicy. That's going to take a lot.
He's done it before. He did it with Amari Cooper and was it Gallup?
He had 2,000 yards?
1,000 yards each.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like 2,000-yard receiver. I'm like, I know Tyreek's predicting it, but I'm like, you're saying they're each gonna put up 2,000 total.
Yeah, total.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say I could see because who was it? Tyreek's been saying he's gonna have 2,000 yards this year. And I was thinking, okay, CD could go crazy. I could see CD putting up 2,000, going absolutely fucking bonkers, but I'm going, that's a lot from Cooks. But okay, so you're talking more like 1,200, 800, or 13. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
If they both put up 2,000 yards, that means Dak Prescott has like 7,000, 8,000 yards.
That makes more sense. I was going to start having my co-host drug tested for a second. I was like, 2,000 yards from Brandon Cooks. Jesus Christ, you like Brandon Cooks. All right, do you have one more? Or?
And then my other one is going to be JT's out, right? So I think Evan Hull outproduces Deion Jackson the first 4 weeks. And Zach Moss. Whoever's the starting running back, I think Evan Hull gets most of the work and has a great first 4 weeks.
I've been hedging my bets. I was in rookie mode with so much because I do a lot of dynasties. So I was so much in rookie mode that I was grabbing Evan Hull everywhere. But the last few days, I've kind of looked and I said, well, you know what? This could end up being a split, or it could end up being Deion Jackson. Mm-hmm. So I've kind of tried to grab a few more shares of Deion Jackson because I wasn't 100% sure. Like, I think long-term dynasty leagues, I've been grabbing all the Evan Hull I can get. Deion Jackson, not so much. In redraft, I've tried to mix it in between, 45% Hull, 45% Deion Jackson, 10% Zach Moss. Which is funny because Zach Moss could probably be the best out of the 3. But so, yeah, I don't hate that. I've just kind of mixed it up a little bit all over the place. So
Deion Jackson's been available everywhere I've seen him. So I have been picking him up. But I just
what? I've got, I think, 29 leagues or 31 leagues on Sleeper. And I would say in 31 of those leagues, he was probably added on at least 15 leagues. There had to be 25 leagues on Sleeper today or yesterday where one of the 3 Colts running backs was added off waivers. And Deion Jackson seemed to be the majority of them, but only because in the dynasty leagues, Evan Hull was already owned. So maybe that's why it's not necessarily that they love Deion Jackson. I think it's just Hull was taken in most of them. So.
Well, and Zach Moss, I feel, he just break his arm or something. He just got back. So I mean that's a dart throw to me. I think it's Deion Jackson or Evan Hull, but I'm gonna say Evan Hull just has a first good 4 weeks, and because of that, he might be relevant all season. He might just show his pass catching abilities and just even when JT comes back, just be relevant in the passing offense.
Yep. Well, crazier things have happened. I don't hate it. All right. Well, this has been the intro of my new co-host, SC Romero. This has been the Fantasy Football Game Plan, the introduction episodes. Once again, I am Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks again for joining me, and thanks for joining the team, SC.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone. This has been the Fantasy Football Game Plan intro episodes. Take care and have a good night. And like I said, Wednesday, September 6th, approximately 8 p.m., we will be going live for the first time with our Week 1 preview episode. So join us Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Thanks, everyone. Take care and have a great night.